Hi, and thank you for visiting my channel. For more information, kindly subscribe and follow. Now let's get started.
Tama Tonga has reacted to Solo Sikoa preventing him from joining Jacob Fatu at ringside for his triple threat match. The Samoan Werewolf was in a #1 contenders match for the WWE United States Championship. Fatu was originally not scheduled to compete in the United States Championship tournament on SmackDown. However, Solo Sikoa decided to give his spot to the 32-year-old superstar. The megastar defeated Andrade to qualify for the triple threat match but failed to overcome LA Knight and Carmelo Hayes. The megastar emerged victorious and earned a shot at Shinsuke Nakamura's title. On X/Twitter, Tama Tonga reacted to Sikoa stopping him from joining Fatu for his triple threat bout by posting the shrugging emoji. The post has been deleted by the former WWE Tag Team Champion. Sam Roberts predicted that Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu would cross paths at WrestleMania 41. Sam Roberts believes that Solo Sikoa and Jacob Fatu will cross paths at WrestleMania 41. He has predicted that things between Sikoa and Fatu will fall apart, leading to a huge showdown. Speaking on the Not Sam Wrestling podcast, he said, "Maybe you do Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa versus Braun Strowman and Cody Rhodes. Maybe we'll do the tag match, and when Solo eats the pin, Jacob will lose faith. Maybe we won't even get that far before Jacob tells Solo the same thing Jacob told JUSO. But either way, I think we are headed for a collision. I hope this all leads to Jacob Fatu versus Solo Sikoa at WrestleMania." Sikoa indirectly cost Fatu his chance to qualify for the 2025 Men's Elimination Chamber match. A week later, Fatu hit Sikoa with a super kick during their tag team match against Damian Priest and Braun Strowman. On this week's SmackDown, Fatu apologized to the former tribal chief, admitting his mistake. Sikoa and Fatu are on the same page, but things could implode between the family in the coming weeks. The bloodline was already in chaos, but Solo Sikoa's decision on WWE SmackDown may have just pushed things over the edge. With Roman Reigns still absent, Solo has taken full control of the faction, making ruthless moves that some members are beginning to question. And this week, it seemed his leadership cost Jacob Fatu dearly, something Tama Tonga wasn't willing to stay silent about. For months, Jacob Fatu had been an unstoppable force since his WWE debut, demolishing anyone in his path and proving why he was one of the most feared Samoan wrestlers of all time. But on SmackDown, Solo's interference backfired in a major way, leading to Jacob Fatu's first pinfall loss in WWE. The shock was immediate. The WWE universe erupted. But no one seemed angrier than Tama Tonga, who took to Twitter with a fiery response, one that he quickly deleted. SmackDown shocking finish. Did Solo Sikoa cost Jacob Fatu? The main event of SmackDown saw Jacob Fatu take on LA Knight in a match that was expected to be a showcase of Fatu's dominance. Knight, known for his resilience, put up a strong fight, but Fatu's raw power seemed too much to overcome. However, as the match neared its conclusion, Solo Sikoa and Tonga Loa made their way to ringside, seemingly to ensure victory for Fatu. Then, the unthinkable happened. Solo, believing that LA Knight was moments away from a cheap victory, decided to act. As the referee was distracted, Solo jumped onto the apron, attempting to hand Jacob Fatu a steel chair. But Fatu, a proud warrior who had been winning on his own merit, hesitated for just a second, just long enough for LA Knight to roll him up for a shocking 3 count. The crowd exploded in disbelief as Jacob Fatu sat in the ring, wide-eyed, realizing what had just happened. His first loss in WWE. And it was because of Solo Sikoa's decision. Tama Tonga's furious reaction, then the deleted tweet. While the rest of the bloodline remained silent in the immediate aftermath, Tama Tonga was having none of it. Shortly after the show, he took to Twitter with a scathing post aimed directly at Solo Sikoa. First loss in WWE, and it ain't even his fault. Leadership's looking real suspect. Bloodline ain't built for this kind of weakness. #shame. The tweet didn't last long. Within 20 minutes, it was deleted, but not before screenshots spread like wildfire. Fans speculated about why Tama deleted it. Was it WWE management asking him to take it down? Or had Solo himself confronted him? Whatever the case, one thing was clear: the cracks in the bloodline were growing deeper. Backstage fallout, tension boils over. According to WWE insiders, the mood backstage after SmackDown was tense. Jacob Fatu, normally one of the most composed members of the faction, was visibly frustrated. Reports suggest that while he didn't outright confront Solo, his body language spoke volumes. Meanwhile, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa were seen having a heated conversation away from the main locker room. A source close to the situation revealed. Tama's not the kind of guy to hold back, and he felt like Solo overstepped. Fatu's undefeated streak was important, and now it's gone because of a bad call. This is far from over. Solo's response, a cold-hearted justification. Solo Sikoa, never one to apologize, addressed the controversy later that night in a short but chilling social media post. Losing happens when you hesitate. Weakness gets exposed. Adapt or fall. #bloodline business. It was a clear message, not just to Jacob Fatu, but to everyone in the bloodline. Solo wasn't second-guessing himself. In his mind, Jacob's hesitation was the real problem, not his interference. Roman Reigns' influence looming? As all of this drama unfolds, the big question remains: what does Roman Reigns think of all this? The tribal chief has been absent for months, reportedly watching from afar as Solo attempts to reshape the bloodline in his own image. But this loss might be a tipping point. If Roman saw Jacob Fatu's defeat as an embarrassment, there could be major consequences for Solo Sikoa's leadership. There's also the lingering question of whether Jacob Fatu and Tama Tonga will continue to trust Solo. Could this be the beginning of a mutiny within the bloodline? What's next for the bloodline? With tensions at an all-time high, the next episode of SmackDown is shaping up to be a must-watch. Will Jacob Fatu confront Solo for costing him his undefeated streak? Will Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa continue to voice their displeasure? And most importantly, will Solo double down on his leadership, or will Roman Reigns finally step in and take back control? One thing's for certain: the bloodline is no longer the dominant, unified force it once was. And if Solo Sikoa isn't careful, his leadership may crumble before Roman Reigns even returns.